The developers from Mundfish told and showed in a 6-minute video the main plot of the game Atomic Heart, including milestones in the history of the alternate universe, as well as how a global failure and uprising of robots began at Enterprise 3826. The creators of the game revealed that the alternative history of the future robotic revolution began in 1936, when Dmitry Sergeyevich Sechenov, professor at the Brain Research Institute of the Academy of Medical Sciences, created a unique electric storage device, became the basis for portable cold fusion reactors, and discovers the polymer substance. Thanks to Sechenov's inventions, an era of technological progress and prosperity is beginning in the Soviet Union. Sechenov's research center Enterprise 3826 is creating a device with which a person can control robots with the power of thought. In 1948, Sechenov created the collective neural network, which allows people to more effectively control robots. Then the professor releases version 2.0 of the collective, which would allow the human mind to be connected to the machine's operating system using a polymer implant. This system was called Thought. In 1955, at Enterprise 3826, after a malfunction in the Thought, the robots rebel against their creators. It is from this moment that the main character enters the game, an experienced fighter, Major Sergei Nechayev, call sign P3. This character is specially modified for the game mission with the help of Sechenov's implants and inventions, including polymer elements. Nechayev's task is to find the causes and prevent a man-made disaster, while the failure in the work of Thoughts affected only the robots within the Enterprise 3826, located in the mountains of Kazakhstan, far from civilian infrastructure. It must isolate the consequences of the failure and prevent it from spreading beyond the numerous scientific complexes and laboratories of Enterprise 3826. Atomic Heart is an action-packed first-person action game set in an alternate, retro-futuristic version of the mid-century Soviet Union. The game has many locations, including a detailed top-secret Soviet scientific complex and its surroundings, many robotic enemies, as well as deadly zombies. The player will have access to a large arsenal of weapons and various abilities to combat the madness that is happening on the locations. Both local residents and employees of the complex will come to the aid of the player. When creating the game world, the developers drew inspiration from Soviet science fiction and the era of space exploration in the USSR. Stanislav Lem, Arkady, and Boris Strugatsky, popular science magazine Technika Molodezi. The era of the 1950s and 1960s is a golden age in science, art, and architecture. On November 4, the second restriction was revealed for access to the adventure shooter with elements of the role-playing game Atomic Heart from the Mundfish studio for players from Russia and the CIS countries. The title will not be available to Russian players with an Xbox Game Pass subscription. The representative of the developer in the Profile Discord channel advised me to change the region in this case. On November 3, the developers from Mundfish showed 10 minutes of IGN journalists trying to fight the hedgehog boss in Atomic Heart. On November 2, 2022, the developers of Atomic Heart announced the release date for the long-awaited title. The game will be released on February 21, 2023 on VK Play for the Russian Federation and CIS countries and on Steam for the rest of the world. On the developer's website, you can choose in which country or region pre-orders for the game are already available. Pre-orders for Atomic Heart have been opened on VK Play. On the Russian playground, the shooter costs from $24.99 to $35.99 rubles, depending on the edition, standard, gold, and premium. In addition to the base game, the standard edition will include unique skins for the Sweet Axe and Electro weapons. The extended gold edition includes the Atomic Pass, which gives access to future DLCs, as well as an exclusive glove skin, one of the latest gifts to the main character from the scientist from Sechenov's laboratory. In the premium edition, players will additionally receive unique skins for the AK and stars, as well as a digital art book with materials about the game. On October 31, the Atomic Heart game page disappeared from Russian Steam. In early October, specialized media reported that the developers of Atomic Heart would release the game with de novo protection and even promised to compensate for possible performance drops using DLSS. On September 8, Mundfish announced that, according to an agreement with publishers, the Atomic Heart game would be removed from Steam in Russia and the CIS countries, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, Moldova, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. In these regions, the title will be sold only through the VK Play platform. It is noteworthy that on the website of the Mundfish developer there are no links to VK Play, but only links to the game through the foreign publisher Focus Interactive. At the request of the players to leave the page on Steam in the Russian Federation, the developers explained that this had already been decided and could not be adjusted. Keys for playing in the Russian Federation on Steam will also not be available for purchase. Judging by the comments, many players have negatively assessed this step of the developers and are going to at least get acquainted with the game through alternative platforms. On September 7, 2022, the developers of Atomic Heart announced that the title had found a publisher for users in Europe and the United States. They became the company Focus Interactive. In addition to the PC version, the title is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and Game Pass for Europe and the US.